Yo guys, this is Zion Radio GH, and today I bring the most interesting update. This is not just an update, very interesting, and this is from the camp of the new force. Now, I had the new force president, Nana Kwame Bediako. People know him as Freedom Jacob Caesar, aka Cheddar. Kofonum Nepal. Now, guy, now be show you some displaying ideas and our programs are. What is Shama Ayo my Ghana? What means the guy need to a crafty mind, a shaping mind, and a shaping way to shape a Ghana. And you know, emu komo and a train. Subscribe to Zion Radio GH. This is Buzzer of the Day. Obia nimno a Freedom Jacob Caesar, a Nana Kwame Bediako. Which means a guy no Baba Bediako ampa, because we born who like we born who ye and oba or back. Kind of show Nyamabi Amame who said, a youth in our African, we still have hope. Because your country now won't see an MPP NDC. Now, guy, no, if you be buy, no buy a crown mask. And to know behind Cheddar, what is behind the mask. But the ideas now, guy, I show no, and our programs are like all the other two I should say, guy, no could have mind the beer. Say, follow now. Masa, o my Ghana de, Obia Humbeton, ama Yamane Akuyi. Obi business anything na mekasa, Dabi, and say be a midinate, but if you have some wandering and a better senior Obi wearing a bediweti. And no obey any speech be our opportunity in the 12th pillar of economic freedom, we economic and external about our finance, send a bit my yama. Yesi kasem ebe dadin ebe ma obia ho atono ewo Ghana na Nana Kwame Bediako guy na show massive things odumi say obaye no wabe cancel bebre Ghana fo bebre bisa na we ofrihi na ono the young boy na yere empe young boy ama na ba DS if you ask na about young yesi pay tofo akwala tofo. And no se paying into my yano just akola into me. If you ask an junior danny platinum a different obibe to my nini said then, but nana junior danny tinum sebi na enyedma. But obi so swap and also a young, but a junior danny tinum and I yama obi to me this are a junior iron. Yakasa wo a year crowd obi to me the 10 years now to me. And the guy actually say yes, is the future of Africa. And this is the 12th pillar of economic freedom. Now, each one be our kabiason, which means he knows like Oniminoka, he knows what he's talking about. He knows where he's coming from. And as senior, obe ending in yama. And as senior, every method and a programmer or they are two in place, no. Obe like obe shu senior, which means ebe to di. Now the first pillar of economic freedom or displays the 16th industrial evolution, which says the 16 regions of Ghana, each of them has a manual, and they have manuals or enyamabia like yeshasuya every more boy my Ghana. We share our manuals, be say good, we share ashanti memoir. They normally do deals in good. Your regions they have fertile land. I able to make the anyama amanivni bibi to say insu. I able to make akonete ede nyama bebre ama nyama easy or Ghana. And this is his first industrial and I said it's 12 pillars. Now or just say nyama we mean as it me preserving the year. It will save Ghanaians a lot. And there are a lot of the money ever back in Ghana. But we are here and we are spoiling things. Yes, say nyama. Yes, share nyama suyi. And you know, this is his first program in place. Why should display and our concern? And he went further say, in those 16 regions, you know, let's say you could create about, 8 million jobs in a decade. in a decade, let's just say a decade, just say 10 years. Let's just say if he has 10 years of power, he could create about 8 million jobs. Because Osha or my Ghana, I say, the unemployment rate very high. And with these minerals in each region, it will create industrialization. And through industrialization, people will get jobs. Are you getting it? People will get jobs. And going further, I say a machine and plant. You just need a machine and plant because cocoa. Now we need machine to process cocoa now milo. Then there's nothing. But if you have machines and we have the plants, we have the minerals, and like a bit to me iron, I downgrade this money now. I mean a product be from our minerals now. It will save a lot of money. And I will provide employment or Ghana because and the rate of Kasana, he knows what he's talking about. Oh no, it means that he knows the plan for farmer in Ghana. And he's ready to save us. And to me, the Adrian or channel, the first one got me very interested in him.
This has started the 16 regional industrial revolution. It's supposed to bring back the 15 dormant regions that we have left for so long and we haven't done anything. But tonight, I would like to unveil all the potential minerals, arable lands, and all that we have discovered through the research within the 15 regions to Ghanaians. Now, as you are seeing, we start by making sure we invest in all these 16 regions. That is industrial plants to be able to refine all our minerals. And then the processing plants to be able to process all our agro plants. So I would be able to take my time and take you through. Our research on attribution reserves shows that gold, iron ore, gas, bauxite, and lithium and diamond, potential of agro processing and all the arable lands in the country amounts to 2.5 trillion US dollars. This is the outcome of our research. We are determined to bring out every region's wealth. So as you can see, we have searched every region inside out and realized what sort of wealth that can be created there and projected it in the next 10 years.
And we go by the second pillar of the economic freedom. Now, I say water transportation and sub-regional railway. Water transportation. Okay, Ghana, we are adding a dredging of water from Accra to Kumasi and Eba Yanko be brave can but I think I'm near Ghana air patch. Because it means that from time I have your class as no crown, that means that he already have his idea, like he knows what he's about to do to save Ghana. Now, Okasa and Kofu Bibri, I can say no, it's not possible and that. But Osha is graphical way, and I say graphical Osha map and also. Now Osha the way we see I'll show graphics and man who say yes. There are things that we are lacking. Things are yenim. Obi nima obi chire. Star na opaya chire. Obi nima obi chire. Now with this Oche say like with the dredging, Oshe Bibi say River Pra. Connected to the Cape Coast River now. I see now. Connected to so many places. It's a dredging area. Like it takes about that place, and I say should that display. And you know say eba sana. What means say the dredging to Kumasi is possible, and to make transportation even easier. Transportation. Say be I even say nyama o de nyama krakra ako Kumasi. Na say pen by car. What to make the fans use so it make transportation very easier. And going on to his the second pillar of economic freedom. No, let me finish with the second one. I know I say the sub-regional railway. No, we share the sub-regional railway. Your other countries are more have I say train stations that were underground. So what I say, or underground. And then also save a lot of them, like a bois, Emma, access to certain places be make it very easier because they make it railways underway. What he's trying to say, obe make it that railway throughout, obe to me they throughout Africa. Ebe be fire border lines na no. And you know, ebe fire border lines na no. Next is obe to travel from Ghana to other African countries. And the ban is it will help other African countries. They'll be very interested. Say, wow, if somebody has done this to the edge of Ghana, there, almost make to twaso, or make me the BBI there, almost make to twaso. I'm an abroad into their country. If you can travel from Ghana to other African countries under the earth through the subway. Subway now underground. What that when it's better now to be there on my so. It's a very good idea because Ghana any road like train station and railway be our Ghana. Train cry a and sing a accident. But be test trainer on check road in this one shit. Say then is pine almost there say. We are just like wasting our resources. We are wasting our money. And this guy has shown say he's here to help Africa. Now going on with the third pillar of economic freedom. This is very interesting. I see the energy city and technology hub.
So does the pillar 2. It needs pillar 3 to thrive. So let me introduce you to pillar 3, and that is our developmental policy 3. Energy city and a technology hub. Energy city. And I know most people haven't probably seen this, but Energy City is built in countries like Bahrain, Qatar, many places. That's a consolidated energy resources and pipelines and big offices that connects with all mineral resources that produce energy. So our Energy City is definitely fit to add value to our industrial vision, to be able to create more megawatts, to be able to create more substations when we tap into our gas pipelines, be able to use our gas and our water. As you can see, there is hydroelectric power plants we have to expand. There will be wind farms, there will be solar farms, thermal power plants such as natural gas and biomass power plants. Our energy sources we need to meet our industrial demands and the demands of our people. We need to build pipelines, and it's very important. I mean, when I say pipelines, pipelines across the regions to support the energy system and the infrastructure. But all of this is great to do. Ghana, just remember, we need even to move with a larger step going forward. I want to say this, 640 million people in Africa do not have access to energy. I don't know if you know this. It's more than 50% of Africans' population. Well, let me use this opportunity to introduce a subdivision idea behind this policy or this vision, and that is introducing the nuclear power plant in this country. We will be one of the main people and one of the best in the world to have taken this idea and implemented. The nuclear energy is rare in the world, and more so in Africa. But we have a chance to establish international relationships. We also have the chance to now trade uranium with Niger and Namibia. That's connecting already to be able to build this. We will position ourselves as the heart of Africa. Nuclear power plants does not only reduce the cost per kilowatt, but it just makes electricity affordable, visible, accessible. We need this because they have it, but we don't. And we're struggling. More than 50% of us, we still don't have light in 2024 when we have uranium sitting. No energy, no technology. But technology is a must. Ghana needs a technology hub. And that's why we've combined technology hub with the energy city. When I say technology hub, I don't know if the old school will really understand what I mean, but I would have to break it down. Okay? It's a combination of Silicon Valleys and a whole industrial platform. Okay? To build all technological gadgets that the world demands. Everybody today is holding an iPhone, or they have a laptop, or they have a tab. But we don't produce these things in our country. We have the minerals already. We have lithium. We have recycling plastic. Going into industrialization is going to give us the capacity to be able to build our own mobile phones and our own laptops, and we can produce our schools with laptops that will teach them what we want them to learn right from the beginning. We are in control of our destiny by producing it ourselves. And it's there. We just need to make sure that we put these plants and get this energy and produce these products and do this packaging and trade it to the world. That is creating jobs, creating value, and being in control. See, one would think it's only mobile phones and laptops and electricals that you need when you're building a technology hub. No. Data centers. Our data centers are very, very important. So we intend to build more data centers, okay, to support the technology hub. But when they talk about data center, a lot of people think data center is just to store information and data. No, it goes beyond that. We want to position ourselves for the crypto farming in the world. So what our data centers is going to do is that it's going to start mining digital coin, tokenizations. We will tokenize. We will mine digital coins. We will mint. And I know the young people, the youth understand where I'm going with that. Because
energy city, energy city, it's a town, I say a lot of, let me see, energy prototypes. Say design, man, say, your BBT say windmill, solar energies, our electricity centers, and of course, on both sides, you're building in one tower and supply the whole city. Through maybe your gas, or should be US need time the cylinder infinite there and cook or a gas filling station for filling the gas. They are all connected through pipelines. And a program ambitious one. The rate out the more I use to say electricity na meter send a be ready only month say now the rate I'll be using meter name ready to their office. So I need to visit abroad no there's no need to say about in town cylinder. Now she share motor or she share car. Now car tries no. That's a waste, like a waste of time. Because that time the be or gas na some. If you can have a question mark or 1 2. But that thing, a pipeline and energy city hub no will help a lot because it is connected to like Adibia a generating energy. And what I say, guy, now she BBT say kata and a barren for I'm created that kind of energy city no. And I won't be brave because she kata crowd they are very developed. And my feel easy. So what I say. And what I say, guy, no critical and I say mindset there, like it's very visionary because you can what me step by step. And a step bia so on your soon. So nina so mu ampa. But he knows where he's going. The goal of this man is very visionary. And the youth of Ghana, this is the person and the right person I met Maka say, and can follow now, because NDC aba, MPP aba, people are coming in and out, but still nothing. And we are still going for that same people. Just look at this young man with vision. Me back Ghana, me whom that be like that. God. Let me just move on. And he was still talking about the nuclear power energy because I say before that or happen, then we have to exchange, let me say, uranium, because we have uranium in this like in our country, and we are just sitting around. We are doing nothing about it. Nothing. So we can trade with other countries so that it will help us develop the nuclear energy supply now. Ghana a lot of energy power, and I say let me say energy power. Oh my Ghana. Freedom Jacob Caesar. What they TD no cry freedom Jacob Caesar. He's a man and a visionary man. So going on, he said like through this energy city hubs and as a technology hub, you will create data centers. You can data centers. Baby, you will keep your information and our records on maybe as a service. So you will keep your information also. So it will be very transparent and very accessible. And so you can say 10 million hour or beyond them say 10 million hour. You can access to know say yeah we have 10 million like a daho button. So you can't like to me go by, you can't hack it. You can't go like Charlie. You can't go or pass by that, let me say, code to go and maybe change it. Say now I could change it now about 5 million. No. So that will stop corruption and bribery and all that stuff. And through this, it means very necessary because our data, they need to be protected. And what means guy look at that vision be out means it's very visionary. What is Ghana? People doing trading like let me say crypto, and crypto is all over the world. And see, through these data centers, you can create, let me say, like I know I'm create crypto account. It can mine on its own with the currency be the it will be like a mining. They generate income. They say generate another money on its own. Tokenization. When you be man and he said the youth know it. It means okuta youth for adwene. And okuta being for adwene. And he's very visionary. And going on, he says no industrialization, no digitalization. And you man, you are aware the digitalization, but nothing. If you have no jobs, you can't like benefit from your own resources. Want to mean friend developing other things to help Ghana. What is digitalization coming to do? Because we need industrialization before digitalization. And going on, he said the most important thing, we are lacking most is reserves.
You see, we have been talking about all these great things and all these developments and all this wealth building and all of this job creation. But there's one thing that I learned from our ancestors. You know, when I was learning from how the other people governed this world, the likes of the Egyptians and the King Solomons and the Mansa Musas and all the Americas and Europeans, they took one thing seriously. The Africans are not taking it serious. And that is reserves, reserves, reserves. Even an ant stores food. You need to store things. You need to have reserves. We are a nation of 33 million people. What have we prepared for our future? Where is our oil reserves? Where is our gold reserves? I mean, up until recently, we had only 7 tons in our central bank. And this information is public information. Up until recently, I don't know if it's really gotten to 14 now, because the last time they needed more tons just to borrow money. But that's all. And you have the likes of multinational companies like the Goldfields, and they have moved 300s of tons from this country, and we can only have 7 tons as our reserves. Why is Qatar keeping 500 tons as reserves? Why does England have 3,000 something just gold reserves? Why?
A car reserves are what's the assay saying? Oh, why paying between two for say, Unya sky then save. Yes, Unya sky then save. But say foot only to me from back a year or my Ghana in general. Going painful and someone or one can someone who make a choice. If you're a young guy and you're hustling and you're doing your job, you need to save. And so that you use your savings and then but them particular they are not practicing it. They are not practicing it like I'm practice it. I'm sure say yes to what they are saying, you know, they are really doing it. And it's very like affecting very, very, very much. We should be to say Sakodia Obeka say pretty like practice what you preach. Until what you preach, you know, that's what you need to practice. Because we share Ghana, you will not your nyama will be say like our foods, our oils. Nina and preserve. Yeah, time be near the core. So in the future now things doesn't go on. Sanya man you be here. You be how will it save the future? Because yes, we save here and a Dutch and then with me the IBB. We save near Kessie a Dutch on top. But we our leaders now and they are not practicing it. Into what should we say? They are going to help this Ghana. And we have a visionary leader. And we are there sitting there doing MPP NDC. We will joke about and our future will be useless. Because we joke with things when it comes to Ghana. Yeah, the Nyama dear grow too much. And it is really affecting us. Going on, we go on to the fifth, which is National Sovereign Wealth Fund. Which means you may know as now, you be saving, you know, it's going to create a community. It is a IMF. No much as I am also. Because your reserves no one on measure so the tax, the BBR, they will be the ones in charge of them. BBR one on measure so everyone be doing the same. Measure so say you may know us because we have this, they say this amount is what we use in this country and that stuff. So that will be okay in this country. Now moving on, we go to the SNET revolution. That's SNET and coffee brain. That's maybe tennis nets like into or can I say tennis nets snets into national then fund. And as a national and as an insurer, maybe we can invest in let's say insurance company. Send a you are homeless, ebia amount be a with you, and I say Sikabia won in that place, and may develop another interest be also. So that maybe you might only baby grand that insurance, no, a bit more wow. I'm when your baby did with theater, and it is very necessary. The guy is too God, what a guy. And the seventh one is industrialization plus education. Mekan, how do you understand it? Industrialization plus education, which means with industrialization, if you have machines to maybe I am fine say like I don't know how to process our goods into products now. And for buying and handle that machine. And then we need to educate people on that so that my handle machine and through that crown and conform about handle machine. What has it given them? Employment. So if you have all this and this leader is telling us everything that we need in the, like as a Ghanaian, as a youth, this is what you need. And then if you have that skills, I'll be manipulated that machine. Which means you must send any product be from that machine. Then what are you waiting for? So, and the eighth one is environmental and human rights protection. We don't protect our lands. You're good, you know. Ometu galamsey, ometu ascense, you know. Forestation, no much cheku that you manage nothing. We are just doing everything anyhow. Obi by a country no about saying you. Obi to 2 years send basa. Now we are just say a land, your crops crown, it mean grow, all that stuff. So if you have a capable leader, a leader with vision, not say we need to protect all this. Obe genetic software, be manage. Amaye say, oh, this particular forest, this is the yard. Maybe nyama to say be a trees ne nyama wumo. Ebe show say yes. It's in anywhere obi be everywhere that forest okwa kotwitwe bi no. You'll be detected and arrested. Something like radar. So if all this, then we now like obi beka, when you na echi open, what do you want? And Amame who say he's a guy like very visionary for Oman Ghana. And if you vote for him, actually, things will go well. Now we go to the 9th pillar of economic freedom. This is the apostolic governance. Apostolic governance, which means 12 ministers for his 12 pillar economic freedom. Next, the project no 12. And the minister be so. We have about so many ministers in Ghana, but we don't see anything. Tell me if I'm lying. So many ministers, minister of this. But where is it getting us? At the air coin. There's no place, and I say, baby, at the air coin. But it's just recommending just 12 ministers. Very simple as that. So that Obia be taking a position very serious. Yet the way shells are now stressful. That is how we need to work in this country, because ministers in the doors to know free are not training. If it goes on that way, we are going to lose so much in this country. And the fate of this youth, if you don't pray, Charlie, things go happen. It's like BBT say, ministers and the BBT say trade, the energy, the finance, the education, the health, the justice, agriculture, interior, foreign affairs, tourism, business, and the employment. Then we have the defense. Even soldiers for in our ministers, our defense system, our justice system, our agricultural system, our foreign affairs system. And we go on to the national security and data protection. Our national security is very important because we need people to protect all this. Our data, so how you reserve the data na you input say this is the amount of this. We need people our measure so say yes, things are going on, and I said things are in place as they are. There won't be people to bypass all this security to change things. That's why it's creating that with data centers for all that. I can't just say the BBI I say step by step upon he's the visionary leader. And we go on to the let me say the 10th. Sorry, I skipped one, but all the same. We go on to the 10th pillar of economic freedom. We have the first, he said, this is how we are going to raise Ghana's first 50 billion through our passport. Foreign affairs. You see the guy, very visionary. Corporations will come, people invest, other countries will invest, maybe invest in this kind of passport. You have to do it. Either we stand together, or it's either we stand still separated. That is Nana Kwame Bediako. Freedom, Jacob Caesar. And going on, that's the last and most. We have the sports and creative industry.
It's a pillar at the cornerstone of this country. A lot of people cannot see the value of it, and we did not invest in it right. So we're now becoming victims to the international world for those who have trained theirs and made theirs better. And that's sports and the creative industry. Well, I know that Ghana has breeded a lot of stars, musicians, footballers, but how many of them? You can probably count them. Our approach to the sports and creative industry is ownership and control. We need this. We need ownership and control. We have to own the academies, own the music catalogs, and own the distribution power. How are we going to do this? Let's start by the sports. I mean, first of all, everybody watches football from outside every day, and they actually depend on it. But hey, we can invest in the sports sector. Basketball, lawn tennis, and boxing, and etc. Well, this is our plan. First, we're going to build 16 multifunctional sports academies in all the regions, because we don't know where Ronaldo is, we don't know where Messi is. You can find them in any of the region, and therefore we're not going to discriminate. We make sure that there are academies to search for these talents everywhere in Ghana, and we're going to nurture them, grow them, own them, and they also have to own us. Now, what happens when we build these multifunctional sports academies? You see, it attracts something. It attracts educational investors, where they come to yourself to the academies, and your child might be in the academy, but there is an education to support them, so they just don't become a footballer without knowledge, or they just don't end up with their knowledge in their foot. They have to also learn about their country and their resources and what they can create. It will also obviously, apart from the educational facilities, I believe that there could be other things that it will attract in every region to discover more talent. But the point is, we're trying to breed athletes, world-class stars, because they contribute to our economy. One artist can bring billions home in value through endorsement and many things, but we have to start nurturing them now. We have to start building all these platforms and bringing them out from Ghana, and even finding more beyond our borders. We have to also think about how we're going to offer these scholarships, these exchange programs, through partnerships and partner schools with talented students, and then work with them. So that's for me with sports. Although I don't spend too much time for sports, I know that it has a future in Ghana especially. But let's go to entertainment. Entertainment for me is very interesting. You know, we have the likes of some of the greatest artists coming from this country, you know, and we go way back from Osibi says, when they made it to the international platform, but we couldn't protect or secure the royalties because we didn't even build the machine. Today, the New Falls have decided to build the right machine for pushing the Publishing Act that protects the IP of our content creators. I mean, you're talking from bloggers to influencers to YouTubers, authors, painters, musicians, music softwares and filmmakers and software licenses, all of this. We have to protect it. We have to claim the royalties. And we have to make sure that it's circulating in our economy because they're part of us. You know, to allow artists to hold on to their catalogs such that they're not sold for patents. That's one. Two, we need to build a world-class studio. Ghana is the black star of Africa. This studio needs to be in Ghana. We need to build that studio, that Hollywood type studio, that Tyler Perry studio type. And that is going to attract the market from other countries. It's going to boost tourism. It's going to bring people from South Africa, Nigeria, England, Europe, America to come here and make their movies and do their production. And of course, we need to entrust the national security to partner or collaborate with the NCA and the cybersecurity department to clamp down the piracy completely. That's the biggest corruption in this area. And I know the likes of all the musicians in this country right now, artists and everybody, you need this. I need it for you too. We need to clamp it down so we can get our real residual income, our real royalties will come to us without people intersecting or interjecting the funds before it reaches us. Once we secure our publishing terrain, it will elevate our creative industry to deal with international entertainment corporations such as the Sony, the Universal, the Columbia. You know, we need to partner with them. The iTunes to distribute songs, all the international giants. And talking about creative industry, we can't talk about creative industry without talking about fashion and arts. Now, fashion is important. The way you dress is the way you are dressed. But hey, we have to create a world-class art gallery for the African art and culture. And this comes together. It comes together with the people. You know, you have to mix the two. Create the pattern, the plants, and the production. When I say pattern, I mean you have to understand what fashion is when you go from cotton to textile to yard and to the pattern before you bring the shirt or the clothes. And then you have to be able to have industrial power to do more production, excessive production, and distribute. This is where I think what our fashion industry need to go. You know, having power of production and power of distribution by using the cotton right and get the shirts out. This final pillar shall be managed, monitored, and evaluated by the Ministry of Tourism. I'm now bringing you to the end of my presentation, and I stand for three different things. So is the new force. It's equity, equality, and empowerment. Every individual deserves the opportunity to thrive, regardless of their background, gender, or circumstance. We are here to foster a society where every voice, from different abled to the underprivileged, everybody have to be heard. Where every talent is nurtured and every dream has to have a chance to become a reality. This is our commitment, the new force, to create a new Ghana where equity, equality, and empowerment are the norms, paving the way for a country that is forward, that is inclusive, just and truly a transformation. Let us move forward together. And with this vision, united in our resolve to build a brighter future, a more equitable future for all, for one Ghana, one people, and one nation.
There are so many talented kids, so many talents. Look at our football industry and as an association. Like, it's very poor. Look at our stadiums, very poor. Look at our musicians. They don't have together industry. We don't have any big studio. We don't have anything special which will sell us to the world. And all this also brings income. Look at people with fashion sense, people with talent, football sense, and all that. But these guys said no. It is very important in this country, and we need it. It is very, very important. We need it, Ankasa. Because when you have a sport or a big sport industry, and it's going to create about 16 of them, or let me say 16 regional, 16 sport academy in 16 regions, so that we will discover all those talents and sell them to bring them more income. And this is very, very important. So many important things. And this guy is very creative, a leader who knows what he's about to do. We need that leader, a visionary leader, someone with just common sense, someone to lead. That is what we call a leader. And he knows what he's talking about. But I think I've skipped something or some because he was saying something about that. Let me say a machine and plant. A machine and plant says if we don't have all those machines to process all those stuff, how can the 24-hour economy proposed by other people work? Because we don't have all those industrialized material to work with. So how can those people? Because if we are producing more cocoas, then there will be 24-hour jobs. Because we bet more on 24 hours, but we don't have that kind of materials. And people are still going about these people. And this is all the youth. Though. People are not thinking. We are being brainwashed. Why? All for what? 200 cedis, 600 cedis. They will just pass away. 200 cedis for just as long as we do a channel 1 week. It will just then pass away. Then your eye can make red. Now for the because in Ghana is this. But someone is here to provide you with a prolonged future. A future your children will be here to benefit. This is what I say. To me, I applaud to Nana Kwame Bediako. We are not in Ghana to support any stupid things. We are here to support people with visions, people with ambitions, people who are ready to save Ghana. And this is what I say. Nana Kwame Bediako, the greatest of all time. He be the GOAT. If he can make all these things come true, then I don't think there will be there will be necessary for any other president to come in, because Charlie, we already have that president. And who is coming to come in like that person? Is he coming to destroy or continue the good ways? This is for Nana Kwame Bediako. Subscribe to Zion Radio GH. Now subscribe, like, share, and comment. Charlie, Freedom Jacob sees. I just love that name because of that freedom in it. This is what I bring to you today. Like, share, in our comment section so that any interesting updates will be given it to you. Bye-bye.
ZionRadio.gh, where trends unravel.